once we hit the Jaeger.
Yeah.
Smooth sailing.
That's how it is. Here we go. Hi. Once upon a groove on an old soul tune. I watch the pen move to shape the breakthroughs. Who makes moves, maneuver in the right direction? The rest of you get left behind and messed up in this session. I'm not trying to make a difference. Maybe some pocket change.
Welcome everyone to Drunk Ass Live.
Yay!
Episode 169 now.
Is it?
Yes, sure. I'm Travis.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
Welcome back, Dylan.
I'm glad to be back.
Good to hear your voice. We're a podcast that takes place in bars and restaurants. We like to have some drinks and talk to some interesting people about things that happened over the week. I think I've got that spiel down well enough. Of course, we got Dylan coming back from Vegas, and we got Chris Lloyd coming back. To talk to you about art, because apparently there was something that you want to ask him later, Dylan.
Oh, okay.
But the most important thing of the night is Sara June has come back to the show.
Hey.
Yay! What's been up, lady?
Not much.
I beg to differ. You seem pretty busy.
I am very busy,
Yeah.
but it's all boring. It's all just. I've been really sick the past couple weeks, so I haven't been going out as much as usual. But just comedy,
Yeah.
making videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing, same jazz.
Still producing.
Still producing. I don't remember what we talked about last time I was here.
We talked a bit about that. Crap, we talked about a bit of everything.
Yeah.
It feels like it was a really long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time
It was
ago,
like
right?
last summer, I think. Too
Dang.
long. Yeah.
It was when Trump was still a joke.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was thinking about that on the way here. I was like, we were joking about Trump, but it wasn't about politics. Oh, what a golden era. A solid golden era.
From the solid golden era. Lovely.
It's been terrible. Just terrible. Wait.
He's still going to lose. Don't worry.
That was even before that Dylan and I had this conversation about, like, we would know if he does win that America's failed everyone out. And now I get closer, like, the more realistic that seems, the sadder that I am that I actually said that out loud. But, there are many pundits like ourselves who have made crazy promises about things that have not followed through. So I'm hoping I won't have to be waterboarded or moved to Ireland, for example. Those are real things that pundits, especially on the Fox News channel, said if certain people were elected. President Obama and Hannity said he would be waterboarded if Obama won the 2012 election.
He would be waterboarded like he would subject himself to it?
Yes, he would subject himself to it, yeah.
Why?
I guess it's a way of also saying
That's
that
a shitty
it's
bet.
not that big of a torture thing, and like he's like, there's no way he'd
okay.
win, and like, kind of like,
Yeah.
loud,
I'll
like,
eat my
dog
shoe.
whistles. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
except, people are forced to eat their shoes in prisons daily.
Wait, is that true?
No, not the shoes, the waterboarding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I
mean-
feel like we should waterboard Trine Hannity now.
Okay,
Yeah. It's been
For charity.
Let's get him on the podcast.
I'm down with that.
not under that premise.
It'd be
I
a
think.
fundraiser.
Under that pretense, it'd be really difficult to be like, hey, would you like to come on a show you've never heard of and talk to strangers about this thing you promised you'd never do? Well, I guess actually.
But free drinks.
But free drinks.
and I can promise that we will get Obama out of office.
Oh, snap.
That's true.
You'll
That's
never
true.
see that coming. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So Sargent, of course, is
Yes.
a stand-up comedian. You work on your own. You have what's your production company?
It's called Slobs.
Slobs. Okay.
Yeah, Slobs is my sketch group, and we've been on a bit of a hiatus. We're coming back now, working on a few sketches. Hoping to roll those out pretty soon. A lot of them are very gross. I'm really excited about them.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
quite the
What kind of-
teaser there.
What kind of gross?
We just shot one this past weekend that my friend Christina Parrish wrote, and it's like a teen mom type setup, except
Go
it's
on.
a teen mom that gives birth to a baby, and the baby's like the size of a grown woman, but the baby's all like covered in blood,
Naturally.
And
You're saying scientifically accurate. So far.
scientifically accurate, yeah. She's like covered in blood, but like no one ever cleans her, and she's just like, I don't know. We just like Christina wore a bodysuit, like like this color of her skin,
Sure.
and then we just covered her in all this fake blood, like just bowls and bowls of it. And she was wearing a bald cap, and it's just really gross. And she had just bleached her teeth, and so when she opens her mouth, her teeth look huge in the middle of all this like goop
Gross
and
and goop,
muck,
yeah.
and just like chunks of like placenta-ish stuff. And then there's a placenta later in the sketch, and we made a fake placenta, and just smelled terrible. I'm really excited about it.
What do you? What kind of material do you use to make fake placenta?
Well, okay, Christina thought of this, which honestly was pretty genius. I was like, what are we just going to buy a liver? And, but in the sketch, I'm not going to give it away, but somebody has to handle the placenta kind of a lot. So what Christina did was she got one of those like single-use plastic shopping bags. You know, they're worth their weight in gold now. Now that they're outlawed.
Right.
And she had one of those, and she filled it. She was like, "Let's fill it with." So we Googled a lot of pictures of placentas, and she bought like 2 cans of picante sauce, and then a can of like Sugary Sam's sweet potatoes. You know, like yams or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we mixed all that up in it, and so it was kind of flat, you know. So we put all that stuff in it and then tied it up so that all the crap couldn't come out. And then so it was kind of flat and disc shaped like a placenta is. And then we mixed up a bunch of like this fake like it's gack stuff, which is kind of like a more liquidy version of homemade silly putty.
Yeah.
So it's like Elmer's glue, cornstarch, and a bunch of food coloring.
It's always cornstarch.
It's always cornstarch.
Yeah.
Well, the Elmer's glue is the real thing because it makes it really opaque.
That's the best.
okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it kind of covered up all the weird, you know, the wrinkly surface of the plastic bag.
Right,
And
right.
so it was important that it was a plastic bag because at one point it has to be cut open and something is taken out of it.
Ooh,
so we
yeah.
had to like cut it open, and it just was really honestly the scent of the picante sauce was the worst part.
Well, especially with the image, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
picante
know.
sauce by itself, I mean, like it.
Yes,
you know, or not,
Like it or not,
but-
it smells like picante sauce,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But
Add
in-
glue.
when mixed with glue and
Yeah.
sweet potatoes,
Yeah.
New York City. Yeah.
I love you
Right.
guys poring over Google images, being like, "Nope, that's just not realistic enough placenta
It's
for
not
Yeah.
us."
placenta-ish.
Yeah.
we didn't
These
get a
were picante
cord at
sauce.
all. But
I admire your integrity
Thank
on the
you.
placenta.
And
Appreciate
the
it.
medical accuracy.
Yeah.
Take
We
that
really
house.
Yeah.
tried our best. So that was there's not much of a resolution to that sketch, but then I have a bunch of sketches that we shot like a year ago that I just haven't edited for various boring technological reasons.
Sure.
But yeah, just
on.
you know, more of the same
Yeah.
Cool.
since. How about you guys? What have you been doing?
Oh, well, we've been fine, but we're talking about you now.
Oh, okay. Well, I was trying to deflect.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. Yeah. If you want to be embarrassed, do it on your own time.
This is delicious. This drink, by the way.
Oh, is it?
It
Get
is.
the ruby red and soda.
Ruby Red and soda.
Yeah.
Ooh, sponsorship. Call
Brought
us.
to you by Deep Eddy.
Yeah, because I noticed, because it had been a while since you've been on.
Yeah.
I saw that you did something at Cap City
Yes.
for Brian Posehn.
Oh yeah, I hosted for Posehn.
You hosted for Posehn.
So I
That's
hosted
cool.
for Brian Posehn. That was January. That was mid-January.
Yeah,
I think.
January
Yeah,
21st
that was
to the
super
23rd.
fun. That was a really good bunch of shows. He was great. His feature was a guy named Derek Sheen out of Seattle, and
Cool.
he was super funny. Loved it. Yeah, it was a very good weekend.
Did have you ever met Brian Posehn before that?
No.
I'm curious if the KFC money has changed him or not.
He has KFC.
Well, yeah, he's the Colonel now, right?
Oh, no,
you
no,
don't
no,
think-
no, no.
Why do I always mix him up
Norm
with
Macdonald?
That's Jim Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan?
Yeah.
Jim
Wow.
Gaffigan.
I mix them
Yeah.
all together now. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
that is weird.
So no, it hasn't then. The
No,
KFC
he
money
hasn't.
hasn't
No,
affected
not
it
at all.
He's still the same old Brian.
Yeah.
He might still someday. I think he'd be the best Colonel Sanders actually. I mean, better than.
Well, I guess
None of them are the
as
best
long
one,
as
is the point.
111 herbs and spices and secret recipe is marijuana, then
Yeah.
possibly.
Sure. But nice guy, regardless.
Oh yeah, it was great. He was super solid like every night. It was a very good. People loved him, and yeah, he was great.
And then you took a trip to the West Coast.
I did. I went to
Right, LA.
I went to San Francisco Sketch Fest in January also.
Oh, I missed that.
And then I went to Riot LA at the end of the month. I went to LA for like about a week. Riot LA was the very last week of January. So I was there for about a week beforehand, and I did a bunch of shows, and then I did the shows for Riot, and it was so good and so tiring. I had like so many shows that week,
That
and it was
sounds like
great.
it.
They were all like really good. But yeah, then I came back and I was just really exhausted. And then I got sick. But
I wonder if that's related at all.
it probably is, honestly. But it was really good. I got to stay with, I don't know if you guys know Ramin Nazer. He is a comic. He won FPIA about 4 years ago. But he moved to LA a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Sure.
Yeah, so I was staying with him and his girlfriend out there, and they're super nice. And it was great. It was a really good bunch of shows and a bunch of people. And I went to the beach and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
The Cold Beach.
Cold Beach.
Yeah. Right, LA was a 3-day comic fest.
Yeah,
Festival?
it's about 3 days. It's more like 2.5. But I had I was on one of those comics to watch type showcases.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I was on.
Fancy.
So yeah, I had one show on Saturday, one show on Sunday, and I like that festival a lot because it's a lot like Moon Tower, where like all the venues are within walking distance of each other. So that made it really easy. Except downtown Austin is a lot nicer than downtown LA. Downtown LA is kind of scary.
They have the best / worst worst homeless people.
It is
Like a
it is
different class of
insane.
homeless
It's like I
person.
felt like I was trespassing in people's homes, like constantly. Like it really, because they've been there for
Yeah.
a long time and they're very set up. That's the thing is like in Austin, the homeless people kind of seem more
Transient.
like
Mobile,
more
transient.
mobile, more transient. But in that area of LA, people have tents and like I honestly felt like I was like walking through people's
Mailboxes and-
backyards. Yeah, practically mailboxes. So I mean, it just makes you upset because you're like, why is this here? Like, why isn't anybody doing anything about this? And then it's also kind of scary because you're me alone at night in a city you don't know very well.
Yeah.
You're kind of an imposing figure, though.
Yeah,
I imagine you kind of a broad
Walk
swath.
around with a bunch of visible knives.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you brought those knives into this bar, but I didn't want to ask you.
Thank God.
Open carry.
See, it intimidated
It
you.
works.
Yeah.
It works.
Thank God no bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a fun week.
And so you took some time off due to sickness.
Yes, took some time off doing it. I feel like my last couple, I did a taping for, I was on that show Stand Up Empire a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to cancel because I was really looking forward to it, and I'm glad I didn't cancel because the show was really fun, but I sound very congested during my set because I was, and the same with ATX Uncensored-ish is this like late night show on the CW.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
regular shows, and they used to do them at Spider House, and now they do them at Cap City. So I just sound like a murderer. I'm like, my voice is really croaky and terrible, and like my timing's super off on that at that show. But again, I didn't want to postpone it, so I was like, fuck it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But it was fun.
So, when you think of, like, you're doing all these videos and you're doing
Mm-hmm.
all these stand-up things, like, do you think of yourself as a stand-up or a sketch person?
Lately, definitely more stand-up because I haven't put out anything video-wise in kind of a long time for me, like really a long time.
Yeah.
Because I've been working on that pilot. I don't remember if I talked to you guys about it last time I was on. Last year, a couple of friends from Austin, not all of them still in Austin, we wrote like we wrote it as a web series originally, and then we were like kind of combined it into like a 20-minute pilot, sitcom pilot, and then we shot it. We raised a bunch of money. We shot it, and we raised money for the post-production. So that's been what I've been working on video-wise for a while, and it's not out. It's not on the internet or anything, and so it's definitely the longest thing I've ever done. And it's like, I mean, it's about like open mic comedy, so of course it's it's very self-indulgent. But it's been really fun. But it is weird not having like put anything. Although I'm working with Cold Town TV, Cold Town Theater, up on Airport. They started a group, like a sketch group basically, called Cold Town TV, and it's just a bunch of people working together to produce sketches. Cool. So I've got a couple sketches coming out with them soon, hopefully. It's really nice because it's like normally with slob stuff, I like shoot them and then I have to edit them, and that's like really time consuming. And lately, like my editing system's been kind of messed up, so nothing gets done when I'm too busy. But with Golden TV, it's like, hey, I don't have to do all the things.
hey, I'm here. Here's some ideas. Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We shot it. Somebody else is editing it. He did a great job. Yeah, very excited about that.
Seems to be a lot of activity when
Yeah.
in Austin specifically. There was at least there it used to be as far as I know right now. There's ATX Tonight. There's Chris Abelia. There's Not Safe for Workish. What was it called? The show that you're on?
ATX Uncensored-ish?
Uncensored-ish.
Well,
yeah.
ATX Uncensored-ish is a TV show.
It's more like a Daily Show-ish kind of thing, though,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like,
kind of a Daily Show-ish. Like it's like a late night show, but it's got
Right.
3 co-hosts basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ATX Tonight is like a late night show, but it's just a live show. Do they tape it? They tape it, but it doesn't air anywhere.
They air it on YouTube.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
it's
well.
not live.
We've
Yeah.
been on.
Yeah.
It's a fun show. It's really good.
It was fun.
Yeah. So
And I've said multiple times that Chris Abelia is a beautiful man. I'm not gonna. I just in case he's listening. I keep leaving it on the table, and he never comes and picks it up. So, but yeah, no, I was curious about it too because like at ATX, and there was another show. There was another live show like that, and then I saw this Uncensored-ish. And to hear the Cold Town guys, like, there's a lot of really talented dudes and,
yeah.
and dudettes,
Dudes and chicks.
dudes and chicks who were working doing Cold Town stuff. Like,
oh yeah, Cold Town's really.
I'd love to see like that
Ramping it up.
this huge chunk of people just producing like really cool original content.
Yeah. I mean, then there's more kind of high level production stuff like the Humority guys, the Ralph Smith guys. They made that movie called Balls Out. It came out last year.
Yeah,
It was originally titled Intramural, and then it got retitled Balls Out when it got acquired by
Sure.
some distribution company. So they put that out, and then they also just produced this web series called Crunch Time, and I think they're distributing that with Rooster Teeth. So there's
Rooster Teeth
on
also,
a
yeah.
higher level, like production wise and like multimedia wise, beyond just like comedians doing comedian stuff. There's web series and Rooster Teeth and all this other shit. And it's interesting the way that those companies are kind of like collaborating with
Branching,
the local
collaborating,
scene. Exactly. Because I don't know anybody that works at Rooster Teeth. Like they're less about stand-up comedy and more about a specific topical video game comedy, and that's
They were for a long time.
exactly and now they're branching out more, and so it's like it's cool because it's like, oh, now we can actually take advantage of the fact that they're in Austin and do stuff, whereas
because they just produced a movie. I think it's available through YouTube. It's called Laser Team. And
is that Derek movie? No, that's Mystery Team. Never
that's
mind.
Mystery Team.
Yeah.
I've seen billboards for that. I didn't realize.
And
Yeah.
the concept's really cute, and I just love the fact that they're doing stuff. And Donnie knew them intimately, and he dropped the ball every time we asked them to be on the show, and now they're too famous for us. So it's pretty fun.
Motherfuckers.
A rooster burn.
Yeah, we got Rooster Burn.
You got Rooster Bit.
The Rooster Bid. And then I'm also seeing Zach Anner doing collaborations here in town.
Oh god, yeah.
Good.
And
He's so
I love
funny.
the hell out of him, but he has a new show called Top of the Monday.
Yeah.
That he's working with a group, and I think they might even be related to Rooster Teeth. I've seen him with the Rooster Teeth guys. It's just a
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth. It's Rob Gagnon and Rooster Teeth who are running Austin.
Oh, pretty much, yeah. And he's got a shit ton of shows, and he's cut down too.
Yeah,
I feel like running shows is his addiction.
Yeah.
That and weed, but just kidding. He just can't get enough, and he just keeps coming up with really cool show ideas. So why should we stop him?
Although I still don't know what Sandbox is.
Sandbox is like a free for all. Like it's basically the best way to describe Sandbox is anything but stand up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything but stand up.
Why did he not say that?
He does. I think he says that. He usually says it at the show.
I think you said it better.
But thanks. I did Sandbox like a few months ago for the only time so far. It was really fun. Yeah, people do characters, people do sketches, people do like weird game shows.
Yeah.
People do like monologues that aren't traditional stand up. It's more of like a storytelling. People do songs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Slam poetry.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's true, I mean, I finally have an in.
Probably. Yeah. Honestly. You got raps? You got any raps?
Yes, I do have raps.
You can do them at
See,
Sandbox.
he was a rapper.
I will go get my rap book, and we'll take a break, and we'll come back over this.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
You walked away with a spirit animal.
Yeah, no, it's true. I was like, exactly.
Dude, what a feeling, what a nice mood. A bad boom rock, we're here to rock you. It's like, damn, what a vibe.
Oh, welcome back to the show, everybody.
Yay!
Segment 2 of the Double Deuce. I love fighting things. Still hanging out with Dylan, still hanging out with Chris Load, still hanging out with Sara June.
What's up?
So you still drinking a drink? Laboriously?
About a third done now.
Good.
For those of you keeping score at home.
Well, that lines up with our segments.
Right, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Segment 4 could be rough
By
for
the
you,
end of
but
this
right
podcast, I'll have one drink in
And a fireball, I guess. One fireball for everybody, right?
I was in Vegas last week, and I was at a really nice hotel, and they had a mini bar,
Okay.
and it was stocked with Fireball. And I
Really?
don't know why.
You said it was really
That's
nice.
It was, well, when you're paying $300 a night for a hotel, why is there fucking Fireball in the mini bar?
In fairness, it's in Vegas.
But there was Fireball and Jaeger in the mini bar.
And you're bad mouthing? I don't even
I
understand you
don't
anymore.
see the
But yeah, what are you getting at?
Well, I guess the problem was I drank all the vodka, and all that was left was Fireball and Jaeger.
Aha! The truth will set you free, sir. You're saying that there was an option that you did enjoy, but you're such an alcoholic, you ran out of them, and so you just need to know more
It's
frat
just
people.
force you to go downstairs to drink more.
Actually,
of
not
other
true.
stuff.
That's probably true too.
Actually, I had a weird thing happen. They didn't fill my minibar when I actually first got there, and they didn't fill it the next day. So I called downstairs, like, "Hey, can I get someone to fill my minibar?" And they're like, "Oh, they've gone home for the evening." I'm like, "What the fuck? This is Vegas. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is not true."
Technically, it's always evening in Vegas.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
The sun's out, but not really.
But
No
they
one's gonna
act-
sleep.
Yeah, but they actually refused to fill my minibar.
That
Those
is-
bastards.
Those
That's
bastards.
weird. Just as bloody.
I do like to imagine it was
level.
like 3 a.m. that you called. And
No.
you were like, hey, someone fill my mini bar.
It was 10 o'clock.
Oh.
This Jaeger is disgusting. I've had half of this bottle of Jaeger and I hate it. Can you bring something I like?
Return it.
Even worse, it was 10 o'clock at night on a Friday, like prime party, and they wouldn't fill it.
That is weird.
And where are you supposed to find a drink anywhere else in Vegas?
Apparently not in my room.
Chris, I can't remember. You say you've been to Vegas before?
I've been to Vegas several times.
Sarah, have you been to Vegas?
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not.
Really?
No.
Oh, wow.
Why are you surprised?
I mean, it just seems like a thing.
Oh no,
right?
I'm curious if what part of it sucks the worst? Spending way too much money on hotels, food, drinks, or gambling that keeps you from it.
I've never found Vegas to be appealing at all.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like places that are super crowded. It just seems like, you know, I don't gamble, and I don't know how to play most card games, and I don't like places where like people are staying up forever and drinking. I don't know. It just
By
doesn't.
design.
None of it fun. I've never had the money to ever go to Vegas to stay anywhere in there, and it's just never seemed like my kind of good time.
What's your kind of a good time? What's your Vegas?
Great question.
Oh, I don't know. I really like staying home, honestly.
Okay.
That's my Vegas.
If you could stay home anywhere, where would you go?
I go to California a lot, and I love going to California.
Yeah.
I love California. It's beautiful.
Let's see friends.
Yes,
right?
I have many friends, and my family lives in California.
Cool.
Like Northern California. I'm not big on like party districts. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna get really fucked up, I kind of want to do it, in nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's kind of my feel.
Where you either have a bed near you or on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, just under a bed. That's
Yeah.
where I like to get really fucked up. Like to be under my own bed, like an American.
Yeah.
That's where I do
True
it.
patriot. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like to be around like big, like 6th Street's kind of the same way, where I'm like, oh, it's not that I've never liked to drink or hang out with my friends,
Sure.
but never like in a giant writhing rat king of drunk women. It's not where I like to do it.
Right.
It's a little distracting. Trying to focus on, numbing all feelings.
Sure.
Don't want to get distracted by all these other people.
Yeah, you want to be. Immersion is important for
Exactly,
you. Yeah.
yeah.
Where are we? We're calm. We're collected.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because everything's really heightened, when
Yeah.
you drink. And so it's like, I go from like, I hate this song. Like, normally I'm in the grocery store, I'm like, I hate this song. Whatever, move on. But when I'm drunk, I'm like, I hate this song. Everything's got to be perfect.
Oh, that's why you go to the lowest part of the room, under the bed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Under the bed, put headphones on.
White noise.
Yeah, get very sensitive. Have you guys seen that billboard on Burn It about autism? It's a
No.
Oh yeah, the really difficult one to read.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It says
Wait, what?
it says sensory, sensory sensitivity, something like that.
Is a sign of autism.
Is a sign of autism. It's sensory sensitivity or like hypersensitivity, something like that.
Yeah.
Is a sign of autism,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to read. And I've almost crashed a few times while trying to read it, and I always drive by it.
Billboard's very noisy. Like,
Yeah.
So you guys have autism.
I think it's supposed to
speaks.
give you the impression of somebody who. I think what's going on behind the letters is like there's a party or something, and it's kind of dark, and there's all this weird stuff. It makes me feel nervous. So
Sure.
maybe I have autism, or maybe the billboard's just really effective.
Thank you, Billboard.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah.
Thanks. I also don't know what it's going for. I'm like, yeah, I know. Thanks. Now I know this about autism.
So there's no phone number or website
No,
or.
I mean, it's like very small if it's there. I can't see it.
It's usually for autismspeaks.com or org, I think.
Yeah,
But they
probably like.
I guess they're hoping that a mom or a dad is driving by and is like,
Yeah.
oh, that must be.
Right. It's an awareness thing, I guess. Do you guys ever take like an Asperger's test or anything?
I'm sure we'd fail.
No.
Yeah.
Or test positive.
Asperger's wasn't a thing when I was in any school. I mean, it was ADD really by the time I was in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
It makes me very nervous. 2 Christmases ago, I was at home and I literally spent like 48 hours going, maybe I'm a sociopath. Am I a sociopath?
Oh, sure.
And I
That's like totally different, but also so scary. Yeah.
Right. But they all
one of those
have
things where you-
troubles connecting with other human
Right.
beings.
You read a list of symptoms and you go, oh.
Yeah.
No, right?
Actually, pulling your collar is a sign of autism.
That does make sense. Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure if you're self-aware, you might have a problem. Proves you're not a sociopath.
Yeah.
And that's eventually what I settled on. I was like,
Right. If it bothers you that you might be a
Right.
sociopath, you're probably not.
and I'm
might
a
be a
big fan of
sociopath.
Gregory House. I totally kind of understand Dexter. I don't want to kill
Sure.
anyone, but
Those are just well-written characters.
I understand, but like, again, I don't think you were
Yeah.
supposed to. I was like,
Right.
good point, and I don't think you're supposed to do that. I think Like I felt like he was talking to me, and I think everyone else was like, "Wow, this guy's weird." And I was like, "I see where he's coming from. He's
Yeah.
making a lot of good points here."
I mean, enough to bring it up several times. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'd like to know more about this actually.
yeah, no, and that's what I said. I settled on. I couldn't be. I'm disappointed. I'm misanthropic,
Yeah.
not sociopathic,
Right.
which
Yeah.
was oddly comforting.
Oh, totally.
Right,
Yeah. That's how you reconcile
I'm
all
angry, not dead inside.
Exactly.
Right.
by being like, well, at least I'm not a murderer.
You gotta take it where you can get it sometimes.
That's an attitude of a quitter. We can fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You just need to push it.
Don't get me wrong.
It's the American dream.
Being the best sociopath you can be.
Yeah.
One day I won't care.
You kill your way to the top.
I took an Asperger's test online once because I was like, oh, this will be interesting. You know, I just thought it would be interesting to take it.
Like
And I
an
was
official one or like a BuzzFeedy one?
No, it wasn't a BuzzFeedy one. It was not a totally official one, obviously, because it was on the internet. But it was like 100 questions. Like it was one of those more involved ones.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this will be. I wonder what this test even has on it. And I took it for fun, and then my result was like, you very likely have Asperger's. And I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting that at all.
Neat.
Then I got very worried for a while, but I don't think that I do have Asperger's. But it was concerning, you know.
Yeah, no.
And you're in that space, and you're like, should I talk to someone? Nah.
And like,
Fuck
Nah,
it.
I don't like that.
Well, it's like that's the WebMD part of our generation too.
Exactly.
Like, I must have cancer because I stubbed my toe or whatever. You know, tireless jokes from WebMD for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100 questions.
It was pretty long.
Yeah.
It was pretty detailed. But
Someone with Asperger's definitely made that test though.
definitely.
Right.
Oh my god.
like that was probably it. Like if you finish this test, you might have Asperger's.
You cared enough. Yeah.
They didn't grade it. It was literally just 100 questions.
I got very then I watched that Temple Grandin movie, and I read a couple of her books. And I read a book about Asperger's, and I read it, and then after I'd read it, I was like, I don't think I have Asperger's, but I think my dad might have Asperger's. It sounded way more like him than like me. Because he talks really loud, and he never makes eye contact. He always looks right over my head, and it's just drives me nuts. It used to drive me nuts because I was like, look in my eyes. But I don't know. I mean, I have a bit now about how everybody, nobody just has a personality anymore. Everybody's got a mental illness. You can't just be like, I'm neat. Everybody's like, I have OCD. And it's like, no, you don't. Not everybody has OCD.
Yeah, what happened to people just saying, "Oh, I'm weird."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just don't like people. But now it's like, I'm autistic. One's not the same as the other. The rectangle is not always a square.
Right.
Well, the cartoon mascot on TV selling me medication said I have a problem.
It's
And
probably
I
right.
always trust what cartoon mascots on TV tell me to do.
It sounds like you have a problem with trusting cartoon mascots.
Yeah.
And there's a medication for that.
Side effects may include
listening to cartoon houses.
listening to your cartoon mascot about how many people you should kill.
No, that's different.
Oh yeah, you have a good relationship with your cartoon mascot. Your imaginary friend. Husky, is that his name?
What are they like
Same.
now? I just remember the little, the circle. I think it was the Zoloft circle.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like a little rock. And it was a sad rock. And
It's a sad rock that was following it
Yeah.
around.
The Flonase Bumblebee, because that's voiced by Antonio Banderas.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it true? I just thought I was racist for believing that.
Embrace the power of and,
Yeah.
Travis.
that bees are all Spanish.
That's a good test. It's like, if I just told you, yeah, that's Antonio Banderas, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay. And then be like, you're a racist.
Right. Must be.
Yeah, it's Carlos Rocky.
That's a Taco Bell dog, you asshole.
Wait, I mean, I'm just saying. It's not like Antonio Banderas would need the money. Like, he's not above it right now.
He's been in Shrek, so he'll never need money ever.
Well, I mean, Shrek was also, that was a star maker. You
Yeah.
know, like anyone who wanted to be anything at that time was. That's why Cameron Diaz
He got
is
his
so
whole
popular.
spin-off. Puss in Boots had a spin-off movie.
That's why Mike Myers is such a big
Everything
star
he's done
now.
the past 10 years has all been direct to video.
Oh man, have you guys
that's
seen
what
the
I'm
Shrek
saying.
musical on Netflix?
No.
Oh, it's on
There is one?
Netflix?
It's on,
Oh yeah, it's on
Cha-ching.
Netflix. It's the Shrek musical taped, and it's
like a live action?
yeah, it's a play. It's a play. It's. I mean, I know it's bad because I just said it's the Shrek musical taped,
Right.
but I
On
can't
Netflix.
even
I'm hearing you.
describe how bad it was. So bad that it stunned me, and it's so creepy. It's so creepy. Like the ogre's not the worst part. The worst part is the guy dressed up as a donkey. Because he walks on two legs.
already sounds
right?
racist.
It's kind of like Cats, where it's a guy and he's dressed up like the donkey, and he walks on 2 legs, and he kind of like hangs his wrists like this all the time, kind of like a donkey would if it was standing upright, but it just ends up
Right.
looking super like a weird gay stereotype.
Sure.
And if you combine Eddie Murphy inflections with like a permanently cocked wrist, it takes on a weird kind of
An Eddie Murphy character that
internal.
people don't want to talk about anymore. Actually,
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And the worst part is that he's wearing like he's wearing a fur mask around his face, right? And it's got donkey ears. But then he's got a bunch of gray paint on his face. And I don't know, something about gray face paint. It's worse than any other color. He looks like a corpse. It's very scary.
Especially holding his hands out like
Holding
that.
his
you
hands
know?
up like this,
Like,
and he's got gray face paint,
The shambling
and he's like
zombie
way
donkey.
too energetic. And then the songs are really bad. And
bet.
Pinocchio has a song of his
Pinocchio?
own, the Pinocchio character. You know how like there's the fairy tale people, and Pinocchio has the most annoying.
right,
He's got the Pinocchio voice where he's like, "I'm Pinocchio." It's kind of like that. It's the worst. Every parent that had to sit through watching Shrek a bunch of times was like wanted to slice Pinocchio's fucking
bet, I bet.
throat.
Yeah.
And he's got his own song where he sings in that voice.
Jesus.
Wow.
It's very intense.
I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta see it now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
generating a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's, I mean, the Shrek's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
And
First
it's
one was,
amazing that the musical of it is so much worse.
Such a cash grab, though.
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, it was a very profitable, successful movie for many years.
I think, if I remember correctly, it wasn't the musical. The musical was not a Disney IP. I thought they lost rights somehow.
Did they? That would make sense because I feel
Yeah.
like Disney would make a better musical
Would at least try to.
than that. Yeah, the songs were just awful.
Yeah, 'cause
I was very disappointed. I'm a big musicals fan.
Yeah.
Love musicals.
What's your favorite musical? Shrek musical.
Shrek. Definitely the Shrek musical.
Spider-Man music.
I saw Book of Mormon here in Austin,
Oh, it's
and it
so
was
good.
great because I'd been listening to the soundtrack for like months and
Yeah,
months.
me too.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked that a lot. I watched Frozen a bunch of times because I take care of a baby. So
Sure. Yeah.
Frozen's okay as musicals go. I have some quibbles with it. I don't love all the songs.
Sure.
We could talk
haven't
about
seen
them
it.
in a lot of detail if you want, but you know.
I.
Do you guys like Frozen?
I love Frozen.
I like Frozen too.
I haven't seen
As
that.
a Disney story, my
I haven't
favorite thing
seen
about it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to.
Just don't. It's okay. You can spoil it.
You're okay. You sure?
Well, Chris might be offended, but I'll be
Go,
all right.
go for it. Go for it.
Well, my favorite thing is it actually played with a bunch of tropes to such a wonderful,
Yes.
beautiful degree that by the time it actually meets that fever pitch of what the movie's actually going to be about,
Right.
my girlfriend and I were both like, "Oh, thank God!" We thought it was a really bad movie for like a good 20 minutes, and
Kinda
then
fools you.
And then it was big, a bunch of red herrings, and just excellent the way. They still never really explain the whole like, "Hey, fear is the only thing that's going to keep this daughter from being happy, so lock them in a closet for the rest of her life." Like, but it's still very
Right,
excellent.
not great parents, well-meaning, but really not super great. I don't like the diversity of musical styles in it bothers me
Yeah.
because I feel like all the songs should sound kind of the same, like they should have a unifying voice.
Yeah.
And some of the songs in are kind of calypso-y, and I just don't.
Especially
It doesn't feel like it fits the troll song.
Yeah, way out of
Yeah,
line.
it doesn't really mesh with the rest of the songs in terms of like musical style, and it's not used to a comedic effect either.
Right.
So that bothers me. I thought I liked Olaf a lot more than I thought I was gonna.
Yeah.
This movie came out a few years ago, but I feel like it still deserves an in-depth dissection on this podcast.
Yeah, no. You breaking it down.
Thank you.
I'm happy to force everyone on the show right now to actually watch the movie, and
We need Ben here for that.
Good
we
movie.
would actually need Ben. He's our Disney
Oh, yeah?
correspondent, our senior Disney correspondent.
Senior Disney correspondent.
Yeah, because every year he goes like 2 or 3 times.
To like Disneyland.
Yeah, Disney
Dang.
World. Yeah,
Ooh.
goes to the resort.
Hardcore.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he loves it.
No,
Yeah.
I know lots of people that do that. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I've been once.
big ass hearts. You know,
I guess.
they have a scanner at the front that says sociopath. Get out. Yeah,
I'm gonna cut line. I'm the guy that pretends to be in a wheelchair to get up front. and
that's
stuff.
exactly right.
Yeah.
See, it's inside you. Let's pull it out of you. Let's take another break and we'll come back.
On that note,
Frosty breaks, bitters mix, bitter cats, split witches, liquid on
I'm setting up the rest of my life based on when these superhero movies come out.
Yeah, it does seem like
a
a lot of
bouncing.
work.
Yeah.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we breaks like damn, what a vibe. Woo! I got my old soul shoe tripping on his deep groove. And the night's new when I feel
Welcome to the show, everybody.
yeah.
Segment 3, the Fighting 3.
Your favorite? It's fighting.
It's my Fighting 3.
Is this the last segment?
No, we have 2 more segments. One smaller segment. Do you have something to do tonight?
No, I was just curious.
Well, no, that's fine. No, I was making sure because I know when we have comedians on, sometimes
Oh, yeah.
they're like,
No,
they
I
have
got
the
nothing.
time. Okay, cool.
It's South by. There's nothing. If you're not on, well, that's not true. I guess if you're not on South by Comedy, all the regular comedy shows don't happen. Like there's no
Right.
mics. There's no nothing. I do have some shows over the next week though.
It shuts down. Like,
Yeah, all the regular shows will shut down.
like Kick Butt Coffee is just a coffee place now.
Yeah.
Or huh.
all the open mics because it's hard to get anywhere, so
Yeah.
people go to less places. There's a lot of weird unofficial show stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know, every comedian's a bartender, so they're working all week, etc.
No, that's true. They can finally make money. Yeah.
Where everything's rented out by whatever.com
Exactly.
for a private party.
Yeah, even Sunday, there's no mic at Cap. They've got a showcase for Montreal.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does that start just like South by starts on like on a Friday or like Thursday night, or is it like preceding the whole week? Like they know that there's going to be too many people in town.
Oh no, it just starts when South by starts
Okay,
pretty
so-
much. Yeah, a lot of mics will be canceled. Like the Velveeta room is on 6th Street, so they're like, "Fuck it, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a mess. Nobody's gonna come."
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of, I think they have a bunch of music playing at the Velveeta room and Esther's Follies.
Yeah.
And then once some of the music's over, then they've got a bunch of comedy events at Esther's too.
Sure.
The Velve is basically a giant green room for Esther's
Right.
throughout South by Southwest,
Huh, okay.
which is cool.
Now you know.
Industry
Mm.
secrets. So I
The
have no
most boring industry secrets.
No, I think it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, because living in Austin during South by. Wait, how long have you lived in Austin? Sarah?
Mm-hmm. About 5 years.
5 years. The first South by was it crazier than you thought it'd be actually living here? Like how long
I
actually?
don't think
since
I
you've
knew
lived
what
here?
South by Southwest was when I moved here.
Okay.
And I was living in South Austin, kind of near Zilker Park, central Austin.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't really remember. I mean, I've always avoided most of it. But yeah, it was. I never heard of it before I moved here. And even 5 years ago, it wasn't as big as it is now, which is crazy to think about. I mean, it was still huge, but. I don't know. It's my least favorite thing. I've most years since I've managed to get out of town during South by Southwest just because
That sounds nice.
it's if you can, then it's great. I used to work at schools a lot, so we'd have spring break then anyway.
Sure.
So it's so nice, and then you can rent out your room for like $1,000.
A minute.
Very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure the under the bed rates are out of this world.
They're insane. Yeah,
That's
It's
your
like-
space though.
Yeah,
You have a little door under the bed.
got a little hobbit hole going.
Yeah. Do not open this.
Somebody rents out my bed. I used to live in this. I used to live in a co-op, and I had a bunch of roommates. And one of my roommates during South by, he was a waiter, and the whole week he worked like 18-hour days. He worked very long shifts to make all this money.
Yeah.
And he was renting out his room, and he was planning to just sleep on our roof, which was like we had like a very flat part of our roof that you could sleep on.
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, the weather's nice most of the time. But he was also very sick. He got very sick. He had like a terrible, I think he had the flu, honestly, because he had like, it wasn't just like, oh, he's congested. He had a fever, like he was running a fever. I was like, you shouldn't go to work, dude. He was like, it's fine. Just chug Dayquil. And he slept in his car the whole week because he had a guy Airbnb-ing out his room. But he made a shit ton of money.
Was
those
he
2
touching
weeks.
the food? Was he touching the food?
I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
That's fine. They're tourists.
Yeah. Good point.
Who cares?
Touche.
Anytime a tourist leaves with a bad experience is a win for people who live in Austin.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I just walk down 6th Street and just piss on everything.
Sure.
Just,
Oh,
Sure.
you know.
Just
why not?
Nice.
let that.
I have a cup and then I just throw the cup because I can't aim, you know.
Sure. How long does it take to fill the cup?
It depends on how much I'm drinking.
Okay. Well, you don't drink that much. So.
No, but I mean a lot of water.
Okay. You
So
drink a lot of water.
it's mostly water, but it's the thought that counts.
It's hydrated.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And different from the Diva Cup.
Yes,
Which is
it is different
right,
from the
that is
Diva
a
Cup.
whole
Ooh, good
different
callback.
problem.
Yeah. That's a whole different problem. That's a biohazard.
Yeah, that's an aggressive anti-tourist operation right there.
Ooh, I'm gonna step on my game. I am gonna do that.
I mean that's not tourist hosp. That's like a war crime.
Yeah,
actually, I think.
I'm
Yeah.
about to- I saw a cop puke the other day on
Whoa,
6th Street. That
what?
was great. I saw a horse cop puking on the street.
Shut up.
Yeah, it was the best night.
I was almost hoping that would whittle down farther to say you saw a horse that a cop is riding puke on the street, and then you saw a horse who puke on the street.
No,
It's
it was a cop. He got off his horse and he was puking on the street, and then
Yeah.
all the other horse cops like surrounded him with their horses so
Sure.
that nobody could see. But we saw.
Take that.
Yeah.
Horse cop.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. And then they just left the puke on the street, which I feel like is illegal, right? It seems like it should be illegal to puke on the street. Like it's illegal to pee in the street, but is it just because of exposure?
I think because you have a choice.
Well, and you're whipping your junk out.
Yeah, I
generally
think
to
that's
do
the main
that.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, in fairness, what would you do? Like
Right.
if I puked right now, I'd be like,
Yeah.
well, sorry, Tammy.
If you're listening to this and you know a cop or you are a cop, why don't you call 412-440-7468 or text us at 412-440-SHOT and tell us what the hell.
Let us know the ins and outs of these laws.
Yeah.
Bodily expulsions laws.
Anything from menstrual blood all the way to puke. What's legal, and why is it not all legal? Is what we're really asking. You know.
Yeah.
It's a
All
fair
right.
question.
We should be fair. I think.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of questions, I actually have a new segment I was going to try out on you if you're interested.
Let's do it.
I call it Really Easy Questions.
Wow. This is happening.
Yeah, he did that.
Sure
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, no.
So these questions are very, very easy. You probably don't need to take that much time to think about them.
Okay.
But we'll have discussions about your answers.
All right.
First question is, what is the cheapest, most college-level meal you've ever had to make for yourself, and did you ever try to improve it later?
Like later, as in when I wasn't in college anymore?
Yeah, like maybe something you were thinking of, or maybe even a point when you were still kind of poor but had a little bit more, like taking cup ramen and adding an egg to it, for example.
Oh, I'm still very much in this. I'm very good at putting things on beans and rice.
Okay.
That's a big talent of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a lot of beans and rice, putting things on beans and rice.
Like, what's your favorite thing to put on beans and rice?
Probably fried egg. That's classic. Herdez salsa verde is very good.
Okay.
And very cheap. And I like to put yogurt on rice. I eat yogurt with rice. That's a Persian thing.
I'd try that. Yeah.
And it's I've always had yogurt with my rice, and I never really realized that
That it was different. Or,
it was different. Yeah. But yogurt with rice, it's good, especially if you don't have eggs.
So your general beans, rice, and eggs, what kind of beans and rice are they?
Black beans are good.
Okay.
I used to eat white rice. I switched to brown rice to see if I would like it, and I like it better, which is crazy. Yeah, brown rice, black beans. It's very nutritious. Doesn't taste like a lot.
Yeah, sure.
So you just put salt on it.
A palate.
Mm-hmm.
And then eat. Yeah.
Yeah, peanut butter out of the jar.
Okay.
That's probably actually, you know what? Yeah, if we're
That's
gonna go with the
delicious.
simplest cheap food I've ever eaten, just peanut butter with a spoon.
You ever thought about going back and improving on that recipe?
I don't know if you can, man. Peanut
Like,
butter's delicious.
Some Captain Crunch, for example.
No, too
Keep
complicated.
Keep it original.
Yeah, no, peanut butter full of good fats, proteins. No dishes involved. If you eat it with a spoon out of the
just a
jar,
spoon, yeah.
just lick the spoon clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that right back.
That's efficient. I like it.
Well, you got that answer right.
Oh, thank you.
Surprisingly.
Is there a band here?
Yeah, there is a band inside.
Oh, okay, great.
So the questions will get a little bit more difficult.
Okay. Oh.
So I'm gonna set the mood real quick from the music. All right. So the second question is:
Jesus, took a turn.
You're on a date with Donald Trump, and you can ask him one question. Will it ruin your chances of getting some tonight? You're on a date with Donald Trump. You can ask him one question, any question. But will it ruin your chances of making out with him later?
So it's
Wait.
not. What is the question? Is
What's the question?
I'm not asking that. Is there a way
Are you
can ask
asking
a
me
question?
what do I ask him?
What do you ask him? And
It's a two-parter.
And will it ruin my chances?
ruin your chances to get some. Yeah.
I think with Donald Trump, I don't know if I have a chance.
Okay.
yeah, your accent isn't there.
Right. Secondly, like, what would I ask him if I was on a date with Donald Trump and I had a chance to ask him
Any
something?
question, yeah. Knowing that there's zero chance.
I think my answer would be like, or my question rather would be, what's that over there? And then I'd slip something in his drink, like
you go.
just arsenic or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Peanut butter
Or like,
and arsenic.
hey Donald, what are you deathly allergic to? That would be like my question.
That's a good. I think that's a good first date question.
And if he
too.
was like latex, then I'd be like, ho ho, and then later I'd slip a condom on and kill him. I don't know how bad his latex allergy would have
that's
to
a
be
good
to die from condom use.
it would die from general frustration,
Yeah.
discomfort, yeah.
Just I would hard candy that dude.
That question was that was right too.
Oh, thank you.
Third and
Wonderful,
final question.
wonderful.
It's the hardest question.
Does the music change for this, or?
No, it just gets faster.
Oh.
If you could erase one slang word from all existence, what would it be? And would it affect 2008 Obama's chances of being the first black president?
Awesome sauce and no.
Perfect.
That is a perfect answer.
That is a perfect
agree.
answer. Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Need some applause.
Pepper
sound
me.
effect.
Yeah,
Pepper
sure.
me.
I'll add that in, and everyone wins.
Thank you.
And that was totally easy question.
I love music cues.
the first time I've been able to actually really incorporate them without doing it in post. So
I'm just really happy you went that fast to that specific word because
I hate it.
it's correct.
It's an awful.
yeah, it's
terrible.
terrible. Yeah.
There are a lot of terrible slang words, but that's the one that I really could see go. And I don't think anything bad would happen. You know, like I think.
Be a better place afterward.
Yeah, I also don't like fail, but I've laughed at a couple of fail memes. But anytime anyone's ever said awesome sauce, it's just made me sick to my stomach.
Well,
right.
fail meme, like an awesome sauce is just one thing, right?
Yeah.
If fail is turned
fail
into
is sort
a,
of concept.
right.
Yeah.
When someone says failed out loud, however,
Right. Also, I think words really depend on their context, and they depend on who uses them. And you can use a slang word and be funny, and you can use a slang word and not be funny. And it's really just you can ruin any word.
Sure.
Anybody can ruin any word just by overusing it. But awesome sauce is a word that was trashed from the beginning,
From the get-go.
and there's no context in which it would ever be okay. So. That's
Yeah, I guess aside from a couple of
Like, ironically, maybe. Right? Like,
Not even. I just would. I feel like no.
All right.
There's some real passion here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Got a lot of.
We can't
passion.
even make fun of it, apparently.
I appreciate you for being trying to be inclusive.
Trying to be
with it.
open-minded.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Screw it.
awesome
That's
sauce.
That's pretty awesome sauce of you. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I don't even know what to feel right now.
Nuke it.
I know, right? That's the worst burn I can
You're just-
say. It's like, that's really awesome sauce, Chris. See,
Ironically.
so awful. No,
Oh,
it's,
no.
I
Everyone
feel
cringes.
gross.
I think it's just proof that word needs to not exist.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. I'm down
Ugh.
with
Yeah. Well done. Again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So everyone agrees with awesome sauce, Chris?
that. Sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I have
Good
no
call.
problem with that.
Yeah.
What have you played this game before with other people?
No, it's the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I feel honored.
You're setting the bar really high too. That
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Yeah, 3 right answers in a row.
Yeah.
Man,
Boom.
it's tough.
I really nailed it. So what do I win?
1,000.
I'll figure that out and post.
Okay.
Our further adoration, does that help?
Yeah, works
And
for me.
whatever's in the green room, just steal whatever you like.
That's how I get paid for every show. So yeah.
Okay, good. How about I'll pay for you to go see the movie that you want to see.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Cool.
I'd love that.
You take drink tokens, right?
Yeah.
No, I'll do that because you were passionate about that, and it
Very
doesn't make
passionate.
sense for you to not be able to see
Thank
a movie. Especially because I could just go download. I can actually just steal it from Donnie and watch it anytime I want to. And everyone should be able to be a pirate like me or like
you.
Donnie.
Where are we stealing it from?
The internet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we didn't do it.
But you could.
You paid for it. It's not even
I've already
stealing
paid
if you do it.
for
It's true.
it. But
You're
I,
right.
I really, I make a point of seeing animated movies in the theater in general because I feel like visually it's worth it.
Yeah.
A lot of movies are not these days.
Bigger spectacle. Action movies are good in theaters too, and you try to watch them like.
They're a little overwhelming to me.
well,
It's like they're
sure.
very loud. I feel like I'm getting yelled at.
It's true.
Sensory
Through
sensitivity.
explosions.
There you go. That's warning sign, baby. Red flag.
So, if you guys could sit down with any living or dead president for one dinner, who would it be?
Probably Obama. I mean, that
Obama.
doesn't sound. I don't know if that's like a boring answer, but he's probably the most interesting president so far
Sure.
to me.
Sure. At least in personality. Yeah.
Right. I also,
talking-
I'm not a big like presidential history buff. I don't know a lot of the interesting trivia. You know what? LBJ. I've got a friend who's super into LBJ.
Yeah.
And from what he's told me, he sounds like an interesting guy. John's like, yeah.
And there's a YouTube video.
There's like a 5-part biography of LBJ.
Oh, he's
It's like
really
5 volumes.
Really, Donnie's a pamphlet you should check out.
I wonder if it was Donnie, was LBJ the guy who
He's
would
the
talk?
one who called the tailor and was like, you know where your nutsack hangs down? I need to get that. That was amazing.
Like he
He
talked
would
about his
hold
dick
meetings
a
on the
lot,
toilet.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He called his
yeah.
dick Jumbo.
Whoa.
He had to have him pulling it out in front of dignitaries and stuff to like intimidate.
Yeah.
Okay, changing my answer. LBJ for sure. Definitely want to have dinner with that guy.
Party with that guy.
Plus, especially if the dinner included his wife, because she's pretty interesting too.
Ladybird.
Ladybird. Anyone named Ladybird, I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk to.
Known.
Bet she's
so
got the good
endearingly.
breed. Yeah. Ladybird, okay.
What about you,
How
Dylan?
was your trip to Portland, Ladybird? Okay. No, she seems cool. Wildflowers. We just talk about flowers, probably.
Sure.
Do you have things to say about flowers?
Got a lot of thoughts about flowers.
All right.
You know, gardening tips. I like to garden.
Sure. All right.
My garden's doing good. Got some tomato plants. They're shooting up.
Yeah.
They smell so good.
Tomatoes are pretty easy in Austin, right?
They are.
We've had pretty
Because
good,
it's super fucking hot.
except for the damn the squirrels. I don't know if you have
The
squirrels.
squirrels are the worst.
Yeah.
They keep digging holes in my shit.
They used to. We'll talk about that out. Let's go take another break. We'll come back and do toasts.
All right.
And that way.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
First Transformers, now Jaeger. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear you two were flirting with me tonight.
What a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam, boom, rock. We're here to rock you. It's like, damn, what a vibe.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Hey!
Segment 4, the Fantastic Four. Because we have 4 fantastic people. We had Donnie, Dylan, Chris, and of course, Sergeant. This is a toast segment. We actually have a toast to the Jaeger bombs that I have in front of me.
Yeah, why are you guys doing that to yourselves?
You
Did
know,
someone lose a dare?
It's the beginning of South by Southwest.
We've earned it.
Yeah, we've heard it.
What'd you do? It must have been pretty bad.
Oh,
Hey,
look,
Zane.
again, I'm not apologizing.
Yeah, apparently this is like a godlike experience for you. So.
I'm starting to really respect you for owning how much you like Jaeger bombs and not being ashamed of it.
Yeah, true. True
it's-
story.
All right, I'll take it where I can get it. Yeah. I don't have a lot of
Yeah,
respect
okay.
in my life. And if it's my fraternity boy-like love of Jägermeister, well then, so be it.
my life.
I love Bon Jovi too, if we're talking about things that I'm not.
It's
You know,
All right, you're
Howard
losing my
Jaeger.
respect.
All right. All right, but I do.
It's eroding.
Before we actually take our toast, I want to explain some tweets.
Explain some tweets.
With Sergeant. Well, this is like I'll take a selection of tweets, especially for comedians who will tweet often, and ask them what the fuck is going on here. I like I like being able to ask these questions as long as there can be answers. Like, for example, what the hell? Where did cockjail come from? It looks like you text yourself in order to remember
Yes.
the word cockjail.
Yes. That's my pinned tweet right now. So will you explain the tweet? I mean, will you describe the tweet? And then I'll explain.
It says note to self, and it's a picture of an iPhone. It says cockjail, the word delivered, and then cockjail, like you had text yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I did. I texted the word cocktail to myself.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with a bunch of weird and gross names for vaginas. And my boyfriend suggested cockjail, and I texted it to myself so I wouldn't forget.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was writing an article for the website Reductress
were you? Really?
entitled
Okay.
This Yoga Sequence Will Push All the Blood to Your Clit. And,
I did read that. It was hilarious.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, in the original, they changed it a bit, but in the original draft,
They
all
changed-
of
they
the
changed
it was pretty straightforward, just descriptions of yoga. But then I didn't say like clit or vaginal. I just replaced it like the worst, the absolute
Of course,
worst,
of course. Yeah, yeah.
and grossest names for that area that I could come up with. And I have a very long list now.
Yeah, challenge accepted.
right.
Is
Yeah.
cockjail your favorite then?
Cocktail is one of my favorites because I
what's
never
your-
would have come up with it.
What's your favorite?
Cocktail's really good. You know what I liked that I came up with for clit? Slut button.
Slut butt.
It's one of my favorites.
I like
Love
it.
that
I
one
like it a
too.
lot. It's a good compound. Southmouth was another good one. My boyfriend came up with a disturbing number.
Yeah.
It's very good with words.
Like he'd been thinking about it for a
You
while.
guys
mean,
have
we-
some
exactly.
things you guys need to work out? Or...
No, Slut Button was good. We had like one that we had that's not really for vagina, but it was the instruction was to hump one of those, those large yoga balls, the kind of giant ones, to hump it until the Duchess is satisfied. Which I don't really quite know what that means, but it's there. It's somewhere.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the Tom Cruise movie. Cockjail.
Cockjail.
Oh, and like I looked at that and I thought, why would an iPhone autocorrect to cockjail?
No, it didn't.
yeah,
No,
okay.
I typed cocktail.
That's excellent.
Just ran with it.
Next one on the list. All memes are bad except for Cheeky Nando's. I love Cheeky Nando's forever. What is a Cheeky Nando?
You don't know what Cheeky Nando's
I've
is?
never heard of a Cheeky Nando.
It's the best meme. It's the best
Please
meme
explain
ever.
to us old people what
So
it
I've
is.
heard.
Okay, so Cheeky. All right, so apparently there's a restaurant chain in Britain called Nando's, or something that is abbreviated as Nando's. And there's a meme online where British teenagers will say they're going to. Essentially, they'll say, "I'm going to eat at Nando's with my friends," but they'll say it using the maximum amount of British slang and sometimes fake British slang that they possibly can.
okay.
And so having a cheeky Nando's is a way of saying, having a cheeky Nando's with the lads is the ultimate way of saying that you're going to go, like, what's a cheeky Nando's? it doesn't make any sense. It's cheeky for some reason, for reasons that Brits understand. So basically, a cheeky Nando's is saying, I'm going to go have a cheeky Nando's with the lads, and then you say, oh, you're an absolute ledge, and then inevitably an American will comment on this, whether it's like a Tumblr post or a tweet or whatever, and they'll be like, what the fuck is a Nando's? The fuck is a cheeky Nando's? What are you saying? And then you respond using even more British slang. I love cheeky Nando's. It's the fucking best. I love British slang and fake British slang. It's all wonderful. Having a cheeky Nando, I don't know, the words are funny. I love cheeky Nando's.
We also have... this was actually around Valentine's Day. It was February 15th. It is the words Sean William Scott with a bunch of asterisks around it. Like you're very excited about typing out the word Sean William Scott.
Well, it was meant to be kind of like the Friends logo.
Okay.
Yeah, but with Sean William Scott.
Okay.
Because he's my friend. I don't know. I was just very...
I see that now.
I thought about Sean William Scott and the fact that he has 2 N's in his name, and I just got excited, and I felt like people needed to remember Sean William Scott.
The truth behind the Sean William Scott,
Behind the Stifler.
Yeah.
I hear he's kind of a jerk in real life, actually.
Beyond
I just wanted
the
people to remember the existence of...
Oh, yeah, no.
Sean William Scott. Like the fact that there's a guy named Sean William Scott and that he was in a movie that we all saw.
Yeah.
And now what's he doing?
So is that the first
There's
person...
some movies that no one saw.
Is this the first person in history who has 3 first names who is not a serial killer?
Or composer.
We don't know yet. He might be a serial killer. We just haven't found out yet. But that is a very astute observation.
We
On
know.
the next Mysteries.
On the mystery show.
Mystery show.
Pretty sure he murders pussy.
Oh.
He's anything like Stifler in real life.
He's been in a few cockjails, if you know what I'm saying.
The final is actually a series of tweets that starts with, drugs have shown me the truth. I hate Billy Joel. All caps. I love everything in the world right now except for Billy Joel. I still don't like the songs. Meditating on the ocean for hours. A nugget of enlightenment arises. Piano Man sucks. And the sun rises over tireless waves. The moon fades. Billy Joel is a real man.
Whoa.
I was on mushrooms.
Okay.
I was on mushrooms. When I went to LA,
Fair enough, yeah.
I went to the beach. I took mushrooms and I decided I'm going to go watch the sun rise over the ocean on mushrooms, and it's going to be great.
On the West Coast?
That makes sense.
Exactly. That was the problem, is the sun rises. So I just had to... I was on Venice Beach, and I was like, I guess I'll just watch the sunrise over these dispensaries that aren't open yet.
Sure.
But it was still great, and I was in such a good mood. And I was so happy, and I went to this cafe.
And then...
And I was like, the lady at the counter is so great. They were playing the radio in the cafe. They're playing Piano Man, and I was like, wow. I love this lady. I love this sandwich. I still don't love Piano Man. And I'd never thought about disliking Billy Joel before, but then I realized, like...
Your mind had been expanded.
Yeah, I love everyone right now, but I still don't like Piano Man. It must be really bad. Like, I could just see clear. Everything was so clear. Piano Man sucks.
I am
Billy
not gonna
Joel's
argue with that
terrible.
logic.
Thank you.
It's beautiful, too, because I just find out it's really not that hyperbolic.
No, it's not at all. It was
This
very
is-
sincere.
Yeah, very
I was just staring at the ocean thinking about, like, wow, I really... And it's... The thing is, I want to make clear is I don't hate Billy Joel. Like, he's
No.
he's a man,
I mean-
just like... He's a human just like me, and, he has a heart, and he's part of my,
Right.
His family.
mushroom consciousness and all that. But I was like, wow, his music is really bad, and it's not good. I wasn't trying to lie to myself anymore about Billy Joel being good. That's how I
Right.
feel. Chris, you look upset.
No, I'm a little confused because I do enjoy a Piano Man. I wouldn't call myself a
she's-
a Billy Joel defender.
She's being very brave right now.
No.
Thank you.
I'm not judging. I am a little taken aback. I've never heard anything negative about Piano Man before.
I just
but
think it's
would-
really bad.
I'm just saying,
No,
if someone
that
is
is what I know.
If somebody
I
is
know
at that point of their whatever spiritual intoxication,
Expansion,
Yeah.
where they know exactly that they love all things around them, and they still go, no, just not that.
Yeah.
Exactly. You
That's
know what?
pure honesty
It was
at that
really
point.
the
A
time,
lapping
the only
ocean in
time
the
in my life that I've
background.
trusted myself to have an opinion about Billy Joel. Because before, I never listened to Billy Joel, to like or dislike him. I'd heard people sing Billy Joel at karaoke, and my only thought was, don't do Billy Joel at karaoke because there's a very long instrumental break in all of his songs that you've forgotten about.
Where you stand there.
Now you're blowing my mind.
Now I'm blowing your
Like,
mind.
no, that is something I never
went to
considered.
New York and I went to karaoke, and for some reason, like 4 fucking people did Billy Joel songs, and I was like, all these songs are 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
There's a very long instrumental break in which you're just swaying awkwardly around, and it's a bummer. They're all kind of a bummer. Like, they're just, not to say they're bad songs. in general, but they're all very bad karaoke songs.
Sure.
You want to do a banger. You want to do some Blink-182. You want to do some like
Yeah.
Gin and Juice. You want to do something upbeat.
Don't throw in like Dave Matthews live at in
Right.
Times Square.
You don't
or
want
something.
something
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
and, with a lot of breaks in between where you're not singing and with lyrics that aren't fun,
Yeah.
So
A bass solo.
it's all very emotional and it's like, just don't do Billy Joel karaoke. But even then, I wasn't like, oh, Billy Joel sucks. I was just like, this is a bad karaoke choice. But then,
Then
Like, you
while
got
on
there.
psychedelics, I was like,
you were clear.
Fundamentally.
Yeah.
I stopped
Yes,
believing
Billy.
the lie that society had fed me about Billy Joel being a good musician.
The cabal of people at the top of music
Exactly.
was like, you still love Billy Joel until mushrooms. That's why mushrooms were legal. Because of the Big Billy Joel.
Joel, yeah.
Big Joel.
Big Joel.
This might be the most in-depth explain your tweet we've ever had.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Fantastic.
It was one of my favorite. I was sort of on a little. Felt kind of blocked tweet wise, and then I had a creative rest
It was beautiful.
in my feed. It was a very good, I did the guy that drove me. I took a because I was trying to get there around sunrise, so I took a lift from my friend's house, and he lives in like kind of East LA, so it was like an hour 45 minutes to the beach.
Sure.
But I left very early in the morning, and the guy that was dropping me off at the beach, it was still a little dark, right, when he dropped me off at the beach, and he was like, do you have any pepper spray or anything? And I was like, no, man.
No, man.
Thanks
Just-
for making me think about that.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, my daughters never go anywhere without pepper spray, and I've got a 36-year-old and a 38-year-old. And I was like, that's a weird way to refer to your adult daughters. But yeah, then it turned out fine, obviously. Nothing bad happened, but... he
Except
made
for the
me a little
truth.
nervous except for the truth.
Right.
I mean, that's the scariest possible thing.
I
Getting
kinda
assaulted
just
is one thing.
want to
but
feed you shrooms and listen to you review songs for their karaoke-ness.
mostly,
Like,
I'll
just
do that
like-
sober, dude.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
that's what I want you to tweet about
Just
now.
imagine you handing me like singles like on CD and me just
Yeah.
throwing them over my shoulder going, yes, no, yes, no, no. There's a lot of
exactly
songs
what
that
I
should
want.
not. Why would you put Billy Joel? Anyways.
Where's the Cranberries fit in there?
Yeah. Zombie, yeah.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's got to be fast enough
Okay.
and it's got to have a good hook.
I smell a good web series. I don't know.
Yeah. yeah.
Let's do it.
I
Sarah
smell
June
good web
reactions.
series. Yeah. I don't. The cranberries would be awful.
No, I mean,
Buzzkill the cranberries
Zombie.
are.
No, it's a. You can listen to Zombie without really understanding what it's about. Like many people have. It's about kind of a sad thing.
Yeah, no, it's.
But just going the zombie, it's
yeah, you
it's
could
fun
emote
to do.
to it.
Yeah.
all right. I'll take that.
it's satisfying.
I'll take that.
You don't have to be that on key because it's Irish yodeling.
It's also the zombies.
It's
yeah.
also the zombies.
Zo-
Yeah.
zombie song.
yeah.
The cran zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for explaining your tweet.
Thank you for asking me about that.
We're going to do some toasts, and then we're going to do some plugs. So be prepared for those plugs. We have a lot of work to do to get these. This is an actual proper Jaeger bomb, so we're going to be dropping something.
Yeah,
So what are you dropping it in?
This is Jaeger into
Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Yeah. Red Bull.
I know.
Red Bull.
Yeah.
Adjacent.
Wow. This Sarah June
This
and
side
I,
of the table.
We
there
have,
it was.
We have proper drinks.
Yeah, proper drinks.
Lemon vodka.
So,
Yes.
Sarah June, is there anything you would like to toast tonight?
Is this a plug thing or am I just
Do
toasting?
a plug afterwards.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Toast, Not Billy Joel, clearly.
yeah.
No.
Alex Jones trying to teach us that Billy Joel, the truth is out there.
Songs with limited instrumentals.
Oh, now I feel the pressure's on. I'm gonna toast to the coming of spring.
Excellent.
Yes. Yay.
That. One moment while we drop and we figure this out and
Yeah.
splash and.
I'm looking at the faces around the table, and Chris is like having an orgasm.
No, I wasn't waiting
He's
for the
at
high five,
peace.
but yes, thank you.
Well, Travis and Donnie
And
are
I'm
both
just
going,
saying,
what did I just do?
I stand by my original. Delicious.
Jaeger bombs are the gimmicky drink that was 12 gimmicky drinks ago.
I completely agree with you. I think Fireball has replaced it.
Oh, for
Thus my anger earlier about the whole Vegas thing.
I'm saying
Anger
shitty
wasn't the
alcohol.
right word, but
Yanger is what we
it's
call
the
it. Jaeger anger.
right? It's the thing,
Yanger.
right? Oh, we're not even pretending. We're here to get drunk and like,
That's true. Yeah, don't
Right,
pussyfoot around.
yeah. There's no like, oh, we're sitting around being sophisticated
Right.
and enjoying
There's
cocktails
not
with
even
our
any.
friends.
We're trying to cover up a gross taste. It's all bad.
Except that's delicious.
It's actually
I stand by that.
it's a lot better when you drop it. I will agree with that. It's a
Thank
lot
you.
better.
Thank
And when
you.
it's sprayed and it sits there and it coagulates. I think that's what Jaeger does.
Congeals.
Well, yeah, when
Curdles,
when
I
it's dropped in,
think.
it's pretty
Curdles.
good.
Yeah.
Curdles. Yeah. Yurtles.
You guys know, well, we'll save that for later.
All right, Sarah, it's time for you to give us some plugs. We're going to be for South by, and what are you going to be doing?
Should I look to my calendar? You can go to heysarajune.com to look at videos and show dates and other stuff.
heysarajune.com/shows.
heysarajune.com. And I've got a show at 100 Pesitas on the 12th. And I'm on a show called Liar Liar on the 19th at the New Movement. That's going to be super fun. And then I run a show called Haterade, which is approximately monthly.
Yep.
And that's at Spiderhouse Ballroom. And we do roasts of the innocent and unnecessary. And we're kind of changing tack a little bit because for April, we are roasting Forever 21. We roast things that are not really celebrities. So for our last roast, we roasted Nancy Drew. Around Christmas, we roasted the baby Jesus. And this month, in April 7th, we are roasting Forever 21. Come out. It's really fun. We do like an audience joke writing contest where you can submit your own roast joke.
Oh, fun.
And you win fabulous prizes.
Fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. I run that with Ella Gale. And we got a lot of great comics on for April 7th.
Yes.
Very good.
Y'all should come out to that.
Haterade for
Or are you on
Spiderhouse.
Twitter?
I am on Twitter at HeySaraJune.
And on Facebook?
Facebook.com/HeySaraJune, I think. I got a Tumblr, which just has pictures of my tweets, so just you could follow me on Twitter. I don't know. I felt like I needed to do something for teens. I don't know. I don't know who uses Tumblr, but yeah, that's what it is. It's heysarajune.tumblr.com. Just go to my website. That's where most of the stuff is.
Yep.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, no, of course. It's always pleasure for you to. Yes.
The pleasure is all mine.
I'm sure.
Take it. That vape smells so good.
Great vape.
Grape vape?
Grape
Are you fucking kidding me?
Jeb.
I just throw the table over.
Yes, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Sarah. It's always a pleasure to see you, like I just said. And the Jaeger's hitting me now, so let's start over.
It's curdling.
Let's get serious.
It's curdling in your stomach.
It's curling in my head, too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What do you guys do
Not
after
dis-
this?
not
Do you stay
disparaging.
here for a while?
I'm past it.
Usually.
Yeah, we hang out for a little bit longer, yeah.
The after show. You gotta subscribe to get that podcast.
After.
Man, all of a sudden, Don's got really, really big. This echo is incredible. Yeah, we hang out. I'm completely, God, Jaeger.
See, now you sound like you're lying because
not.
you're
I'm
so
not.
off. You're kind of off.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I hope South by is not terrible for you. And
It'll be all right. I'm on some really fun shows, and I'm excited about that.
Looks like a lot of fun.
And there's like a million really good comedians in town for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I hope if you go to anything South by related, go to a comedy show because
Yes.
music sucks. Just kidding. It's
Sure.
all good.
Well, no,
And usually
no.
it's super cheap, like $5
Oh,
for
yeah.
stuff at Velveeta Room
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Esther's Follies is where
Yeah.
most of the comedy's happening, and then Funniest Person in Austin contest is happening in April and May. Preliminary rounds will be.
Oh, cool.
And I will be
Cool.
in that along with literally every other comedian in Austin. So
Sure.
come out and
What's the venue for that?
Cap City Comedy Club.
It is Cap City.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never been to Cap City. This seems like the perfect opportunity to
It
come.
really
You-
is. Oh man,
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Chris and I have
Never been to
talked.
Cap City?
We've talked about going.
dude, you got to eat those mozzarella sticks.
I mean, now I have a really good reason to go to Cap City.
Yeah,
you know?
Screw the comedy. It's the mozzarella.
If you go, tell me because
Their
I got a
food
bunch
is
of
no
passes
joke.
for
They'll tell
FBA.
you.
Because when you
Oh,
enter,
man.
they give you a bunch of free passes. I'll
Cool.
give you guys all
Yeah, please.
tickets.
I'd love
Because
to-
all my friends are comics, so I can't give them to them. They're like, no, I got them.
Thank you.
And it's like you still get votes by like applause or something. Like,
No, on the prelim rounds, actually, all of them they're judged. They're judged by groups of like 3 or 4 judges every night, and they're different every night. And the prelim rounds, it's like this guy owns Austin's Pizza, and then he judges if you're funny or not. It's a very weird
that would be
contest.
very
It's a very
annoying.
qualified judge.
It's a very qualified. Then, as
I
you know,
could
when it
not
comes to
handle that.
semifinals, then it's like, oh, this person's from Comedy Central or whatever. This person's a club booker, that kind of thing. But the prelim rounds are really just a bunch of crazy because people come out
I think
for
we
those
should be
prelim
judges.
rounds who've never ever done comedy before.
yeah.
So you'll see a lot of great Austin
open
comics
mic.
who go out a lot, and then you'll see people who have never done comedy before and they think this is going to be their big break, or people who do comedy like twice a year.
Sure.
It's like
And-
the first 6 episodes of American Idol.
Exactly, that's what it is. It's like the first 6 episodes
There's
of
people
American
that do
Idol.
comedy twice a year.
Yeah, they'll come out for the contest and then they'll come out like one other time. And I don't know who these people are because they're new every year,
Sure.
and often you get a bunch of crazies, and it's really fun.
The crazies are the most fun for most
Crazies
people,
are the
though.
most fun.
That's the only reason why the first
William
seasons.
Hung.
Yeah.
The William Hunts,
the
yeah.
funniest person in Austin.
Exactly.
Do people still show up in that one weird group of people who are showing up for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
do people dress up? Like, do they put in like
I've seen people dress up.
Steve Martin style, like arrows with like? Have you seen the goofy, funny man people
I've seen,
show up? And
people come sometimes dressed in like sort of weird, over the top, like tuxedos and stuff.
Sure.
You know, like too formal.
Yeah.
I saw a girl last year, and she was dressed in like a vest with smiley faces on it, and like these really big, weird white shoes. And she ordered milk at the bar. But I think she was doing a character because she went up and
Zoe
she.
Deschanel.
That's awesome.
Well, no, not even. She was like just like a small
She's quirky.
blonde girl. Yeah, but she she was definitely doing a character, and the character didn't go over that well. But it was interesting. It was very interesting.
Smiley face milk drinker.
Yeah, she was doing a weird, like, it was kind of an Andy Kaufman type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like these
okay.
big orthopedic shoes.
Okay,
And
okay.
just, yeah, I mean, she ordered the milk, and they didn't have milk, so they just poured her a glass of half and half. And then she didn't drink it. And I was like, you need to commit to this bit.
Yeah.
You gotta drink that half and half.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's a fun time. It's a very
Put some
fun
Jaeger in
show.
there. Probably be all right.
Oh yeah, Jaeger and half and half. Yeah,
That's,
Splash with
the
water.
champions.
I call it the stepfather.
I think Led Zeppelin. I think that's what they used to drink back
I
in
call
the
it a
day.
white Hungarian. Jaeger and half and half.
To separate it from the not white Hungarians.
Exactly.
That, right.
Which is
a huge
just,
segment.
It's just Jaeger.
Yeah, that's a segment.
I believe it's Jaeger.
Jaeger.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen The Witch?
Yeah.
Not yet.
That movie's sick.
I've heard good things about it. Let's talk about it after the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Dylan, thank you for helping me run
I just
the
want to
show.
say, sorry, Jim, don't go changing.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And
You should
go
play
fuck
that.
yourself.
You should play that song right now.
I don't.
I will rip my headphones out.
Plop. Ear comes out. If you like the show, you want to know more about the show, you can go to drunkcastlive.com. That's drunkcastlive.com. Drunkcastlive.com. We're facebook.com/drunkcastlive, at drunkcastlive on Twitter. We're the iTunes store. We're going to be on the Google Play Store someday. You go to the iTunes store and maybe vote some things. We will believe that you're out there and listening to us. Because apparently, I don't know, the people who really listen to us in England still don't have the internet. I don't know how it works exactly. But we're very popular in the Stitcher store, apparently.
Apparently we are.
That's pretty cool, too. And maybe somewhere else someday. If you want to ask us questions or if you want to complain about anything you've heard, you go to questions at drunkcastlive.com. It's drunkcastlive again, not drunkass, drunkcast.com. Or 412-440-7468. That's a phone number you can call or text. You can tell us, again, if you agree, disagree, or just hate. Hate. Or love. Love. More the hate, I guess.
Hashtag Cockjail.
yes. Hashtag Cockjail.
Can that be official hashtag of this cast?
It's the name of the episode, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so honored.
I'm Travis, and we'll see you next week. We're actually going to be here at Don's Depot probably for the whole day, because Don's Depot, which usually only does very simple shows with the rock music and Pac-Man video games, they're doing a hip-hop show. They're doing a hip-hop show from 12 to 7.
Yeah.
So from noon to 7, and we're going to be there.
That's happening.
If you're listening to this and you want to come by and hang out with us, and
do it.
Sara, of course, if you don't have anything to do on Saturday, we'll try to get anyone who's ever been on the show to just come by and
Oh, sick.
hang out. It's
like a reunion show.
I think Patrick Sorois might bring the other side of Vanilla Presley.
Ooh, they
Kat
do some
Ramzinski.
raps.
I've never met him. I'd like
Kat
to-
Ramzinski is. Wait, you never met Pat?
No, I've met Pat, but not Kat Ramzinski.
Oh, you know what? Vanilla Presley is Lane Craver.
Lane.
Yeah, that's
I've not met Lane.
Maybe they'll rap battle.
Kat Ramzinski does a thing called Versace Kolache, and I've seen them do Vanilla Kolache together.
Vanilla Kolache
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's also very wonderful.
I would love to bring them all together. Let's do that together. Again, if you're listening to this.
I will stop by.
You want to see a real rap battle? Like you're in person?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be here next week. You're going to be here next
Yeah.
week? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll get some secret people.
I'm
get
going to bring
stuff
some
to go
old
on.
English just so I can pour it out for the. This is going to be great.
Get Esper to bring Elijah Wood, if you can.
Oh, yeah.
And,
No, he's
we'll-
gangster.
Versace Kolache met Elijah Wood. He saw
He's
her do a
actually
rap
into-
battle.
Oh, right.
And he was like real impressed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's an impressive
According to
art.
her.
So I need more information about Versace Kolache.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, okay. But we'll figure that out, and we'll hopefully see you next week. Or not. Bye.
Bye.
Champion sound, you get him up down. Champion sound, you get him up down. Champion sound, you get him up down. We come to let you know what the deal is.
House made me feel not alone. Angry Chris finally found someone who got. Aww. I don't think you were supposed to sympathize with him as much as I did. I was like, the man makes a point.